All right, we are going to go through this lesson plan. So the first thing I'm going to look at is the proficiency level. This is a novice middle lesson. So according to the world language standards, I can expect more than just naming things. They can ask questions. They can use past tense and future tense. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, cool. It's a second grade class. Okay, cool. Their essential question is, why do we need to know insects? All right. How can the study of insects help us to know nature and protect ourselves? Okay. So, the first thing I'm going to do is look at the objectives. I can recognize and speak the names of some insects in Chinese. Okay, that's a lower level skill. This must be new. Okay. I can talk about the helpful or harmful of insects. Okay, seems good. Does it match their essential question? Why do we need to know insects? Okay. I can tell about my feelings of the different insects in Chinese. Okay. So, I see objectives. I'm going to scroll down to where it says assessments. So, the formative assessment, that's how I know the progress. I will give all the students a word list to help them remember the name of insects. Okay. Does that match? It says I can recognize and speak the names of some insects. Okay. All right, the next one. Students fill out a paper comparing the size of insects. I don't see anything about size here. That's a problem. So this is not good. I'm going to strike through that. Okay. Asking different questions to assess whether students understand the contents. That's too vague. So what I would tell this student to do instead is to focus on what they're doing. They're talking about helpful and harmful. That's what I would include. I want to keep looking though. When students finish the individual task, observe whether all students know how to complete the task. That's not what is being asked. At the same time, I will check if all of them follow the directions. If anyone does not know what to do, I will give some guide to help them. Okay. This does not tell me what you are specifically observing. It's telling me that you're just going to watch them, and just watching them is not helpful. What are you specifically going to look for? I would tell this person with a comment, so I'm going to review. Comment. Do your objectives match your assessment? Let's keep looking. Okay. I'm looking for assessment. Okay. And now I'm looking for this in everything to make sure they're teaching the objectives. Okay. So, oh, this is not new. It says we're beginning to review. That's confusing. So I'm going to put a comment of, is this new? Is this review? It's also having them color, which is not a developmentally appropriate activity for second graders. Not developmentally appropriate and is not a good use of time. Coloring is not a good use of academic time. You get them for 50 minutes. Okay, so now we're on to phase 1. How are we presenting the material? Okay, all students will sit on the carpet to make sure they see the smartboard. They will show the pictures. Okay, good. And they'll point to the picture and read it. I love that this person put the rationale in there. I need to see what it is you're doing. So, I love that I can see what you are doing and why. So, they're learning to say different phrases. That's good, that's good, that's good. I also appreciate that it's been translated into English. any lesson plan I receive also needs to be translated into English, because I'm not the only one reading these. Any administrator you have walking through, your principal, your evaluator, they don't speak Chinese, probably. Help them out. Okay. Wow. I see that this person has planned for 15 minutes of vocabulary instruction. That's way too long. If they're sitting that long, their brains are going numb. So I would have this person cut down the time. It's also having them repeat the things 3 times. So that's a lot. Okay. So it's talking about helpful and harmful. Good. Okay. Helpful and harmful. I'm going back to look. Okay. It's talking about helpful or harmful. Okay. Which insects are helpful? Which insects are harmful? Okay. It says then they're getting a list. You're going to divide the students into a group. That's great. I love that. I love this. It's small group work. Okay, good. That's 10 minutes, but that's way too long for this. They're just identifying which ones are helpful and harmful. That's too long. I might suggest that they work together to identify helpful and harmful, and then practice talking about them. Okay, so it asks them how they feel about the insects. Let's go back and check. Okay, I can talk about my feelings of the different insects in Chinese. Okay, so they're going to survey the students, but this isn't talking about harmful or helpful. When I go back up and see, your content standards are, it's sharing likes and dislikes, but it doesn't actually say what you're assessing. My objectives are talking about harmful and helpful, and my standards are saying likes and dislikes. This does not match up. This is a problem. So, how does this relate to helpful and harmful? It doesn't. Harmful. I love the survey because it gets the students up and moving. Will they say it in Chinese? Okay. Then it's asking them to say if they're afraid or not of the insects. This is not in their objectives. This is not in your objectives. You could use as practice for helpful or harmful. This person is doing a lot, but also not doing much at the same time. Because I noticed they were talking about, are you scared? Is some of the vocabulary they're using, right? But we're not actually asking them if they're scared or not. It says they already know it. It says they already know this. I'm confused. Okay. So I'm scrolling. Okay. Also, check the time. That's 15 minutes. That's too long. Okay, this person has 1, 2, 3 activities plus vocabulary. Okay. That's good. I know this is super fast. Okay. So, thumbs up, thumbs down. That's a great quick assessment. Great quick assessment. Write down the notes from who gets it and who doesn't. That's great. Okay, cool. I'm going to bounce back. I'm going to, okay, I checked to make sure that the objectives match the assessment and the assessment matches the objectives. I might have said that the same way twice. I made sure that they're switching activities, both in format and language ability. They're using different methods of teaching. They have interactive activities. They have a daily formative assessment. It's not perfect, but it has promise, and that's what I'm looking for. So this person has a lot of redoing to do, and I'm going to be very specific about this. I'm also going to check my standards. All right. Ask about feelings, emotions, and health of friends, and answer using a list of traits. Okay, that doesn't make sense. This doesn't match your objective. You are asking in your objective if they know helpful and harmful insects, and your standards do not match. It is sharing likes and dislikes. Okay, cool. Because down here, if they choose to keep it, it has them talking about, actually it doesn't have them at all saying which ones they like and which ones they don't like. It has afraid and not afraid. It does have likes and dislikes. Okay, so likes and dislikes is fine. But afraid, not afraid is not fine. And then also, one of their standards is understand the main idea of an audio presentation. This is not shown. This is not shown. I don't see any audio. I'm not counting videos. This is of a piece of music. This is of a lecture. This is of a podcast. This is not an instructional video. Okay, that's your lesson plan.